Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au as we have a look at the card of racing at Gosford this weekend. Yes, we are heading up the highway. We had Hawkesbury last weekend, so plenty of standalone meetings coming up. Mike, and have you got your attire ready? You're up the coast this weekend?
I cannot wait for this weekend. I've got palm trees in my pocket, fish on my tie. I'm going to play golf in the morning, turn up to the races in board shorts and thongs and a suit. Good chilled out weekend on the Central Coast coming up, Stu.
Oh, that sounds like a cracker, mate. Add a bit of league in there for the weekend. That sounds like a ripper. Now, mate, the rain came on Thursday, so this track, we've gone from a nice hard track there at Hawkesbury last week, but we're looking for soft conditions this week.
Not a bad thing around the tight track, though. It can be a bit on pace there, but the soft to heavy conditions we're expecting on Saturday should mean the track should be pretty fair, maybe a bit near pace, maybe a bit off rails, but the rail's true, and importantly, beautiful, beautiful weather on Saturday, Stu.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Good luck to everyone up there at the Gosford Race Club, the entertainment grounds this weekend, as we have a look at the races we're going to be delving into during the show here on Key Factors, Mike. And as we look down, it is the inaugural running there of the coast over the mile in race number 8. Yeah,
looking forward to it. Race 1, 2-year-olds in the wet. We will skip that one. Not about Key Factors, all about Constitution and how they parade in the yard, looking across the races that we're doing, straight through the middle of the card, and of course including the coast, race 8 to finish us off.
Yeah, nice way to finish up there, but we do have those other races in beforehand. So let's kick it off. Race number 4, we are jumping into it nice and early in the day, over a mile, as we have a look at the market here. And Blesk is the $3.20 favourite, progressive type that ran on well last time at the races. Tectonicus on the second line there, $3.50, some good support there on Thursday. Tough on pacer coming through a strong midweek form, lines through Savoury, and of course Media Starguest winning during the week. 15 Aria on the third line of betting there at $7. Third up with upside after a one-paced effort. Second up Niami, $8.50, as it can also improve at $12.50 out to the 1600 metres here, so we'll see if this horse is fit enough. We've got Prince of Aragon there, $8.50, put them away nicely. Fresh on the dry, and of course Perfect Radiance there, $12, and Montserrat $9 goes forward, and of course it's another one that might improve off its fresh run, so a couple of these that might look to improve, Mike.
Yeah, let's have a look at a Canterbury form line, a form line that's proved to be strong since. Tectonicus got the rails bias in his favour this day, but he does like the wet. And he's right around the mark here, just behind Savoury, who went on to run well in Saturday grade. Looking behind him, Blesk was too wide, which I know is not that wide, but when the bias is on rails at Canterbury, it's bad. He gets to the outside, he runs on well. Montserrat, not too bad, but he might need one more run to get to full fitness, Stu.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that before the show, and I guess like that, Mike, are we looking for that similar sort of tight track angle with Gosford this weekend?
Yeah, very similar track, but hopefully less on rails bias than we saw there.
Okay, well, let's have a look at another one of those that was in the market, and we're having another look at Canterbury here. So is there a little bit of focus here on the Canterbury circuit, Mike?
It's a midweek standard race.
Okay, well, there we go. For 15 Aria here, and I said it during the odds, I think this is a horse with a bit of upside.
Definitely has upside, well bred, finds the line, but as horses get deeper into their preparation, generally they lose their sprint and get flatter and flatter. And to see a horse race this flat second up is a bit of a worry. She does find the line late, and she is strong, and she is nominated for the Oaks, so they do like her, but just a bit flat for me second up.
Yeah, not exactly what you wanted to see over the line there, but importantly, a couple of tight track replays there at Canterbury. So let's bring all the key factors into play here to see if we can find the winner here in race number 4. And we've got Blesk here lit up for form.
Yeah, Blesk getting the kicker for having bias against last start, has the best form, we think.
Okay, so a whole host of these not too far away, so a nice race to start. And well, this is what we like to see with the key factors, when a couple of these just go straight ahead.
Yeah, most of them fine. Prince of Aragon, wet track's a risk. Montserrat, second up, wet track's a risk. And Perfect Radiance, testing mile in the wet is a risk for her too. Okay, but not too many risks for the two favourites here, although the speed map, no gold here, Mike. Well, I think it's going to be important on Saturday. I'm just not sure which way to go on a Thursday night, Stu.
Okay, now we've mentioned this one a few times. Progression, this time of year, this sort of racetrack, where are we at?
Blesk has upside, but deep in prep, we'll give him a gold bar. Now 15 Aria can improve third up, and Niami is a good second up horse.
Okay, so a little bit of gold there for the favourite to finish off. It ended up winning by a length, so it was all pretty much blessed there throughout the key factors, but it wasn't too much of a margin in the end. We had Tectonicus on the second line there, $3.70. So look, the favourite's right in the market here, Mike. Have the bookies just got this one right early in the day?
I think they pretty much have, and the more I look at the race, the more I want to back the value tip. Blesk, Tectonicus, right in the market, but we like Blesk. Needs luck coming from the pack, but it's only a small field. But Niami might be the one. good form lines through Wagga today and was 3 wide, no cover first up and races well second up.
Yeah, of course, some great racing there at Wagga on Thursday and, of course, there tomorrow on Friday, which takes us now to race number 5 over the 2100 metres at benchmark 78 under handicap conditions, and it is the one at the top, Parry Sound, on top here for the market at $4.60, a classy stayer, progressing well for new trainer Björn Baker. Campbell takes the ride for the first time on this horse. My Swashbuckler on the second line at $5. Smashed them here last time over the 1900 metres. A big yard watch here. So Wicked, $5 on the third line. Controlled the race at Canterbury. Went up to the 1900 metres last start. Avion Fury, $6.50. No luck behind So Wicked that day. A few red flags you'll see in the form guide. Selika at $8.50. Still to produce what we thought this horse can. Ready by Design, $8.50. Our Bambino, $9. There are plenty in the market here, Mike.
Plenty in the market, but Ready by Design and Our Bambino I don't think have a chance. Lesser form lines, let's have a look at some that do. Parry Sound, Campbell Rawiller finds a very strong ride this start. This is what it did last start, got to the outside, ran on very well, going past good horses like Stockman. The sneaky run in the race, High Opinion, second up, back on the inside, a horse with no turn of foot at all. Surges late, shows he's still got a zest for racing, loves the wet, but will he like Gosford, Stu?
I'll tell you what, if there's one person that knows High Opinion, it's you, mate. You have spent hours on this horse and you've got him right the majority of the time.
He's paid for the kids' college fund, he's a great horse, he finds a line, and he's still going, bless him.
All right, well, let's have a look at Canterbury here because So Wicked pretty much controlled the race this day. Avion Fury, as we said, had no luck in behind. I mean, we're going to get to this tight sort of circuit, Mike. There's only 12 in this, so hopefully every horse can get their chance.
Well, this will be fair on Saturday, like we said. That day at Canterbury, there was a horrible bias. There was no tempo, and So Wicked had a picnic. She ran home in ridiculous sectionals. Avion Fury back in the pack, getting held up, hitting the line just fine. The runs, I think, were pretty similar, even though there's 6 lengths between them.
Yeah, well, OK, so a bit to look at there from those two replays as we hit all the analysis now for the 2100 metres. And we're having a look at the form here, Mike. It's So Wicked just based on that tempo we just saw there.
Yeah, it's hard to mark her down because she won so well, but only just for us. Light her up.
OK, so plenty that can claim their stake here in this race, and a lot seem to like here for track distance and conditions.
The big risk for us is So Wicked away from Canterbury. She loves it, and Our Bambino to a wet track's a risk for him. OK, so Avion Fury putting all that bad luck on its last run behind it. And, of course, another one here, Mike, speed map, 2100s, we can just go over this. We don't know, but Avion Fury will be back in the pack, which is risky.
All right, so it's Avion Fury still by a length. Now, what about progression here?
Avion Fury, more upside, was racing in group grade for a couple of starts. My Swashbuckler could do anything, and Parry Sound can improve third up. OK, so group grade looks to be winning this. Avion Fury there in our key factor ratings with plenty of gold there, late winning the race. And, of course, Mike, that's a horse with a bit of value. We know Parry Sound's going to be running on. So Wicked are My Swashbuckler. You mentioned this is an interesting yard watch, My Swashbuckler. Yeah, definitely for him because he can fizz up in the yard, and some of his form's terrible when he fizzes up. But when he behaves, he's very good. So Wicked, I don't like her. I like the race. I just don't know which way to go. Avion Fury, I think. I wish he'd jumped better, get back in the pack. But $6.50 for a progressive horse is fine by me. And High Opinion, if they roll in the lead, he can definitely win at huge odds. OK, one of our favourites there, High Opinion. But Avion Fury there for a bit more luck this time around. Well, we are 2 down at the Gosford meeting this weekend. Plenty more to come after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are having a look at the card at Gosford this weekend. What a race day it is going to be up there. And this race named in honour of the great takeover target, one of the best buys you will ever see, Joe Janiak, the cabbie from Canberra. What a story it was. Signore Fox is the favourite here, $2.70. In great form this time in, 59 kilos here, and we'll be hoping for a track not to get too heavy, that's for sure. Easy Eddie on the second line, $3.30. Free striding type that will be out in front here. Edged out last time when finishing alongside Signore Fox. Enchanted Heart, some nice money. 6 into the $4.20. Goodwin Fresh, over Lost and Running, who was absolutely flying, and then wide and a bit of a forgive last time out. And SNITZ, $7. Need to turn things around, you would think, on its last run. And, of course, Grand Piano, $11. Back to its original stable at Johnny Thompson. Rachel riding in great form and knows this horse well, but
Couple of classy types at the top here, Mike. Signore, Fox and Easy Eddie with a bit of form around each other.
Great name, great race. Small field. What's going on there? Where are all the sprinters gone? It tapers off and there's a couple really out of form. SNITZ and Grand Piano, terrible recently. Let's have a look at the Hallmark Stakes. Easy Eddie out in the lead. Signore, Fox up the inside. You would think a dry, hard track at Randwick is home track. Suits Signore Fox better. So Easy Eddie might have the wooden on this weekend, Stu.
Yeah, OK. So are we going to get this sort of tempo where this horse might be able to just get out in front and control things?
Well, that's important for a leader, isn't it? How much pressure do they get early? The first 600 metres at Gosford on Saturday, you think there wouldn't be too much pressure, and he could ramp it up 600 metres out, which will make them hard to run down. OK, all right. So interesting way to look at the race at the weekend. Now, Enchanted Heart, Mike, it came back with a great run. We'll see it winning fresh here, and obviously a little bit of money here. $6 into the $4.20 on Saturday, and will it beat a decent horse this day? Very good horse. She's profiled on the raceguide.com.au as being a dashing sprinter. What does that mean? It means she's got huge acceleration, but she can peak on a run. This day, everything went right. Got the camp on a good horse, sprinted to the lead, and beat him in a short straight. A longer straight on, or similar straight on Saturday, but will she get the cover she needs to pounce late?
Okay, yeah, really interesting. All those profiles as you get to know your horse heading into the races this weekend. So let's see where all these key factors lead us to. And as you said, it is just a small field, and we'll have a look at this. These two favourites are way out in front here.
They were a second faster, or 7 lengths faster than Enchanted Heart last start a couple of weeks ago. Light up Signore Fox.
All right, I like this sometimes on key factors when you just get a two-horse race out of nowhere. These two are going to be battling it out, but it's Easy Eddie there with the track distance and conditions.
The wet track you have to think is in his favour compared to Signore Fox. Luna Mia, don't think she'll go a yard in it, and CATESBY's okay, but we won't light him up. Okay,
we haven't given Speed much of a play tonight, but with such a small field, I think Easy Eddie's the one here that could just get in that position.
Easy Eddie leads, SNITZ on his back, I think, but SNITZ is out of form.
Okay, there is nothing making much ground on these except for Enchanted Heart with a bit of progression late.
Well, that's what they're playing, wet track and progression third up. She was so good first up, flat second up. Can she improve third up? I think she can, but maybe not enough to win. Okay,
so it's Easy Eddie out by a length there from Signore Fox, and of course all those ratings on the raceguide.com.au.
This looks too obvious, doesn't it?
In that order.
What's going on?
Well, it's been obvious from the start. These two horses are the ones that we need to back, but we've got to choose which one to back, and well, I'll tell you what, mate, one's at $3.30 and it's going to get a gun run in front.
SNITZ is flat as attack, Grand Piano's flat as attack, CATESBY no, Luna Mia doesn't like it wet, Enchanted Heart maybe, but maybe out of a grade. Easy Eddie, Stu. This is just it. He leads, no pressure really. He'll kick 600 metres from home, which will make it so hard for those horses to run him down because they've only got short sprints, and he just wins.
All right, we waited for a little bit of confidence at Gosford, and it looks as though we've got it there.
I must be missing something, though.
Race number 6. No, we're not. Well, hopefully we've nailed that race, which takes us to the Gosford Gold Cup, race number 7, over the 2100 metres at listed level, and we've got 2 greys at the top of the market here with Paths of Glory, $5.50, well backed, winning the JRA plate last start, and of course Polly Gray bringing in the best form, winning the opponent and giving chase behind Paths of Glory there in the same race. So that's all the same form lines. Stockman on the next line, $6.50. Third up now, looking for the extra trip. The wetter the better for this horse. Spirit Ridge, interesting here, $7. Battled away over the 2 miles in the Sydney Cup. Back in trip for this. Entente, $8.50. I thought it was pretty disappointing there behind Paths of Glory last time. The Lord Mayor, $9.50. Another one chasing Entente in the Albury Cup, but well beaten since. But Paths of Glory and Polly Gray, Mike, you've got to think that's the right sort of form coming into this.
If they come this way, Paths of Glory, Wagga as well. A couple other Spirit Ridge might go to Wagga. The Lord Mayor might go to Wagga, but you think Gosford for him because he likes a wet track. Let's have a look at Paths of Glory last start. This was a strange old race. Woogok was slow mid-race, and a couple of them over-raced, including Entente and Cara, who had to come 3 wide, no cover from the 800 metre mark. And they sprinted a long way out, which is hard for these stays to sustain. Entente couldn't sustain it. Cara couldn't sustain it. They're both forgive runs. And Paths of Glory is going well, but he did get the perfect run, Stu.
Okay, all right, so he gets the perfect run there. And I mean, a horse like Polly Gray, I remember it's Melbourne former. It was always on those wetter tracks. It was doing its best work.
Likes it wet. The form of wet track 2 starts ago ties in with Eliferous, though, which is okay form, but not dominant form.
Okay, well, let's have a look at one of those you just mentioned there, in Eliferous. And, of course, Stockman. So this is a horse we know loves the wet, Mike. But how wet will it be on Saturday for this horse?
We know what Stockman's going to do. Look at those big, beautiful strides. He's such a this day, he'll be midfield. If the tempo's rolling, he'll run on. But if they back it off, he'll be completely out-sprinted and floundering and come home late. Alephris up the inside. She is flying. She gets a weight turner on Stockman. She's very good here. She handles the wet. The 2100 metres is a test for her.
Yeah, okay, so pretty much hitting the line there together were those two horses. So we've got a lot to unravel here in this race. So let's get to the key factors now. And we've said it a couple of times here, that sort of form line, Pars of Glory, well, it's way out in front.
Yeah, big win, much better than Stockman's last start run. Polly Gray, a couple of lengths behind it. Alephris, like I said, weight turnaround on Stockman. So she gets a better form kicker than him.
Okay, so they can only catch up to Pars of Glory here. Let's see how much they can. And, well, there's plenty of gold across the page here, including the favourite, Polly Gray.
There will be no key factors in Pars of Glory's favour. He got everything his way last start. Spirit Ridge, the wet track, a bit of a risk, I think.
Yeah, interesting to see how that horse is placed. Obviously back in trip, Mike. Now, what about the speed map here? 2100 metres. You found some gold here.
Yeah, we're just going to play this because On Time was over racing off that slow tempo, and so was Cariff. So we think they get quite good runs on Saturday, and the tempo should be rolling. Okay,
all right, so Pars of Glory is still out by a length from Polly Gray and the Lord Mayor here, Mike, and Progression. Here we go, we're ending.
Stockman of Stay with upside, and Cariff third up can improve. Paraded much better second up.
All right, a little bit of gold there for Cariff. Stockman, as you said, will be charging home, but it is Pars of Glory. They didn't catch this horse, but Polly Gray and the Lord Mayor made a late lunge late, but it is one of the favourites there in Pars of Glory that we have winning our mini race there. But there seemed to be a lot of chances in the race there and a few at odds that attracted a little bit of gold throughout the ratings there, Mike. So, okay, so the two greys, I love the look of that at the top of the page, don't you? All those players, punters out there that like the grey horses, they'll be having a little dig there. But, mate, Spirit Ridge, I don't know what to do with this horse because it's one of mine.
Yeah, I think he'll go to Wagga and the money's coming, mate, so you might have missed out. You read the form earlier. 8 chances, 7 chances, 6 chances, depending on how many line up. And the one down the bottom, Cariff, is the one that is sneaky. Jamie Carr couldn't hold him up last start. He was over racing. He came out 3 wide from the 800 metre mark and he just couldn't sustain that sprint. Third up, tougher race. He'll be plugging home best, I hope. Wow, this horse will need a big turnaround, but let's see if it can. Cariff there in race number 7. You've got no faith in that. That's it too. It's value, mate. We're all about value on this show. Now let's get to race number 8. It is the Coast and it's worth $500,000 over the mile for the 3 and 4-year-olds. And let's have a look at the market here with Wheelhouse on top. Well, there's a couple of equal raters here, but it's Wheelhouse on top. Stuck wide in the Doncaster, solid before that in the Rosehill Guineas. Nudge at $6, right down in the weights here. Gets in well on 52 kilos. And a big watch to see if they're going to be able to run on late in the day. NIMALEE, $6.50. Out of Group 1 company, and of course, in the Queen of the Turf. All Saints Eve, $6.50. Loving the wet. Another one that comes out of the same race there. Only a few lengths away in the Golden Eagle on the bog there in the spring. And Brandenburg, $8.50. Over a year since his last win, but another one that loves the wet and no luck last start. And ARAPAHO, interesting runner, $8.50. Obviously the French import coming to town, having that one start just a couple of weeks ago in the race that Nudge was in. And Brutality, a little bit of money there on Thursday, into $9.50. We've got a nice open betting market here, Mike, for the Coast. So what are we going to look at? Let's have a look at a benchmark 100. You don't get many of these, and one of your mares was in this, Stu Nudge. And did you back her this day? Nah, stayed out. You did? Well done, I guess, but she ran well up the inside. She got tightened just as she was going for a run, so probably unlucky not to win. ARAPAHO, look, he paraded pretty fit in the yard. He was well backed, probably had his chance, so whether the upside's there, I'm not sure. Brandenburg, he's so tough, he's so strong, and boy, he had no luck, Stu. Yeah, it was absolutely climbing over their heels. Would have been interesting to see where this horse was going to finish. Where do you think it would have? I think he's so tough he wins. We'll come second. Okay, well, a few to look at there. Well, remember the track this day. I don't know how much more rain is forecast there before Gosford on Saturday, Mike, but if the heavens do open, we've seen a few of these get through the heavy track, and of course All Saints Eve and Brandenburg, they love it. Well, some people are saying the Coast is not a strong addition this year, but I would dead set back All Saints Eve and Brandenburg in a Group 1 handicap on a wet track. They're both flying, they both love the wet. She's a couple of lengths away. She ran home alongside Colette last start in the Group 1, and Brandenburg was 4 or 5 wide, no cover half the race. And he wasn't far off at all, Stu.
Yeah, good to look at a race like that. There were so many classy horses coming through that race. So, well, you've got some more confidence there by the sounds of it. You're keen on a few in this race.
I like the Coast.
Let's have a look at the Coast. What a name. Here we go. All Saints Eve.
All Saints Eve is flying, and she has to win one this prep, and this could be it.
Okay, good luck to the race caller there with All Hallows Eve, of course, the sister, engaged in the race as well. Track distance and conditions. All Saints Eve goes further ahead.
Nudge doesn't mind it, but a bit of a risk. All Saints Eve loves it. Brandenburg loves it. Arapaho, I think, okay. European and Brutality should like it too. The blinkers on. Okay,
so there's a look at the first key factor, Mike. What about the speed map here over the mile?
I don't know. Brandenburg should get across. All Saints Eve hopefully gets room if they come off rails, and Nudge could slot in, but there are risks for all of them.
Yeah, okay, so a few risks there, interesting to see. And of course, progression here, you've mentioned, okay, so Arapaho gets a little bit of gold there, and of course, Brandenburg off that run.
Maybe just a bit for Arapaho, but like I said, he was fit first up. Brandenburg third up, improving. All Hallows Eve, she's progressive, and so's I Say Hello.
Okay, so some gold there for All Hallows Eve, but not enough to chase the sister there in All Saints Eve, which wins our race there. But there's plenty of going on throughout the key factors there, Mike. I think there's a bit more to talk about here because the market, well, it was basically $6.50 to field, and it's All Saints Eve on top here for us. Brandenburg $8.50. We've mentioned that so many times. Nudge, will the track just play out for a horse running on? Still so many decisions.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she's drawn wide and $6 with a poor winning record. You can back her later if the track's playing well. All Hallows Eve, I don't mind her at 16, but I love the top two. All Saints Eve, Brandenburg. They're the two for us. Like I said, I would back these two horses in a Group 1 wet track handicap mile, so I'm definitely backing them at Gosford.
Group 1 handicap, this isn't it, but it is the Coast, and we'll take those two with some good confidence there late in the day at Gosford. Well, there's a look at the meeting, but still plenty more to come, including the $100 hot seat and all the other best bets for the big day at Gosford. Another big week of racing in Sydney this weekend. We've just had a look at the meeting at Gosford, including the Coast, and we've hopefully steered you into a few winners there. Some nice confidence from this guy here on my right, Mike Wood. But we did 5 races, plenty more on the card, mate. You said there are a few you didn't like to get involved with early in the day.
No, race 1, the 2-year-olds. I couldn't get my head around it. So Adrian Cigletano, our yard monitor,
give it to him.
He looked at it and he liked Anne again. So that's our tip in the first race. Looking at our tips the rest of the card. Flat Heaven. Gets back and wide, but his soft track record, he was very unlucky last time on a soft track. He could definitely win at $5 on treat. Very, very sneaky trials. Watch them. Can win at $16. Blessed with space at $3.50. Avion Fury needs space as well at $6.50. Easy Eddie, it just looks too easy at $3.30. Cara, the value of the day at $19. All Saints Eve, she's flying at $6.50. An Exotic Ruby in a tough race to finish. Maybe watch the yard, but she can definitely win with Volpine form.
Okay, so some nice horses there at double-figure odds throughout the best bets. And, of course, the $100 hot seat, Mike. We hit the first standalone last week at the Hawkesbury meeting.
Back.
We got the cash. So this, well, it's back in profit, and I like what you've done here in race number 8. This is good.
We care about this hot seat, don't we? We want to get it in profit, and it's in profit, so we're happy. We're sleeping well. $30, Easy Eddie will break even, and when he wins at $3.30, Cariff each way, $19. Please go forward and please fight hard. And then race 8, I know we're spreading our bets a bit, but one of them will win. All Saints Eve, Brandenburg, and Nudge to cover. She needs some luck from the wide barrier.
Yeah, if it runs on. Okay, so a nice spread across the $100 hot seat there. Well, there's a look at the big program this weekend from the Gosford Race Club. Good luck to everyone involved. Hope we've steered you into a few winners on the day. Head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling. I hope we have a big day on the punt, Mike. And I'll tell you what, our little filly Aurora Florentina, she's running somewhere Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, when the markets come up, just don't back her for the first hour. We want to get on, all right? We want to get on.
Oh, we do want to get on. We hope we have a winner. We hope you have a winner. We'll see you again next weekend.
Have a great weekend.